speaker, Srinath, an accomplished health informatics professional whose academic and clinical journey spans continents and disciplines. So, clinical research and data analyst intern in MS Health and Informatics and PharmD graduate experienced in CGP, RED CAPS, and OnCo, via NeuroHealth, and clinical data analyst. And he is currently in Indiana University in Tripoli's IU Ladies School of Information and Computing Engineering at IUPU. So he holds a Doctor of Pharmacy degree from HKES College of Pharmacy, affiliated with Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science in Bengaluru, India. He is also a graduate in a Master's of Health Informatics from Indiana University, Indianapolis, where he now conducts research at the Department of Biomedical Engineering and Informatics. As a passionate health informatics graduate student at Indiana University with a PharmD degree and a strong foundation in clinical pharmacy, healthcare data analyst and informatics, his unique blend of skill bridges the gap between clinical expertise and data driven decision making, allowing him to contribute to innovation solutions in healthcare industry. Throughout his academic and professional journey, he has developed a proficiency in Python, SQL, and Power BI to analyze complex data sheets and create actionable insights. His hands-on experience includes working on projects like designing efficient EMR system, implementing predictive models for cervical cancer detection, and optimizing medication safety using clinical decision support systems. As a clinical pharmacy analyst and research assistant, he has collaborated with multidisciplinary teams to monitor adverse drug reactions, enhance therapeutic outcomes, and streamline healthcare processes. He is deeply committed in leveraging technology and data to improve patient care and safety while ensuring compliance with regulatory standards. He is driven by the opportunity to transform the healthcare through innovation, leveraging his expertise in health informatics, clinical pharmacy, and analysis to solve complex challenges. His scholarly pursuits encompass clinical trial, health data analyst, and patient-centered outcomes, having contributed to both research and state level studies in areas like neuro rehabilitations and virtual reality based therapy. Through these, he has played key roles in IRB coordination, data analysis, and ensuring research integrity. Srinath's recent portfolio also includes the impactful studies on maternal and neonatal health, most notably a case study on maternal risk factors linked to low birth weight in newborns and other explorations in telemedicine solution tailoring to healthcare accessibility challenges in India. So he is expressing a wide range of roles including a data analyst, a data research analyst, operation team manager, prior roles as a clinical pharmacy analyst, clinical and oncology pharmacist, and more such things. An earlier position in the clinical research associate too. In summary, so say as Dr. Srinath represents a remarkable fusion of clinical expertise and data-driven innovation. He has seamlessly bridged roles in pharmacy, research, informatics, and analysis, bringing a robust perspective to contemporary healthcare challenges. So this is just a small introduction for this wonderful speaker. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Srinath, who contributes to advanced fields of health information and patient care throughout the both meaningful research and implement information. So he is going to be speaking about de-emulsifying the role of a data research analyst. Welcome, sir. We are really grateful to have you today.
Firstly, thank you so much for giving this a beautiful introduction about me. I was wondering, this is the first time I'm interacting with the RX Doctors Foundation, and I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for having me here. Okay, let me share my screen so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay. Would you be able to see my presentation now?
Yes, sir. It's perfect.
Okay, great. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Srinath Kalepo. I'm a PharmD graduate in 2023 from, as she mentioned already, from the HK Pharmacy College. And I have also done my Master's in Health Informatics, and I recently graduated from a Master's in Health Informatics in the May 2025. And now I'm doing my full-time clinical research coordinator at the University of Kansas Medical Center in the Department of Otolaryngology. So my main focus is on the oral cell squamous cell carcinoma research. So yeah, Today, we are going to talk about the demystifying the role of data research analyst in health clinical practice. So, this sounds really fancy, right? So, don't worry. We are going to break it down into plain English. By the end of this talk, I hope you will see how data analysis and pharmacy go hand in hand to improve the patient care. So, before we start, so how many of you have heard or met data analyst in a hospital or a pharmacy setting? So what do you imagine? What do they do? So like how many of you are from 6 year, internship PharmD students? Just put it in the chat so that I could able to understand. Oh, yeah, nice, good, nice, good. Yeah, this would be really engaging session for you guys, for the especially for PharmD internship students. So okay, coming to the let's begin. What does uh, yeah, what does the data research analyst do? So to start, let's clarify what the data research analyst actually does. So especially in the healthcare. So it sounds like a computer science term like data research analyst. So but usually it is becoming very common in the healthcare setup as well. In simple terms, a data analyst like a detective for information inside of crimes, like not in the crimes, but at least in the healthcare. For example, it is very impossible to find all the information manually and also correct everything information manually. So we take the help of computers, supercomputers, and we do the analysis part, and it will help in giving you the perfect analysis. So usually they gather the clues and piece them together and find the pattern how the data is look like. So in a clinic and pharmacy setting, that means turning piles of healthcare data into insights that doctors and pharmacists and nurses can use to make better decisions. So I will go in deeper in the coming upcoming slides, so you could able to understand clearly. So for example, hospital collects tons of data every day. So if you also see in the 6 year of internship, you could able to in the general medicine in the six months of training, we see a day almost we get almost 100 to 150 cases in a day. So all the information usually in the normal hospitals, they will write manually in a registry, but in corporate hospitals or private hospitals, they will maintain a record called electronic medical record. So usually in the US health setup or in the UK or any abroad setup, they maintain a electronic health record where everything, all the lab results, prescription details, all the patient details, demographic, objective, all the details of the patient would be there in one registry, in one electronic medical record. Either it be a Cerner, either it be Epic, or different electronic medical record platforms are there in the market. So a data analyst, what the data analyst will do is they will use some of the software skills or software tools like Python and SQL. I will gonna talk about them a little clearly in the coming slides as well, to efficiently collect and organize the analysis and analyze the data. So the main goal is to find useful information like trends or and present it in a way that busy healthcare teams can act on. So please let me know if you don't understand any part of my explanation or something else, so that I would improve my uh, session. So please don't hesitate to raise your hands so that I could able to understand. Okay, thank you. So the key responsibilities would be they might design and maintain data systems, ensuring data is accurate and up to date. And also, for instance, if one particular drug is causing many side effects or if errors are spiking in one unit, they they then sound the alarm of dig deeper into figure. Like for example, in a general medicine department or for a warfarin drug, it is getting a more adverse reactions for a patients who are diagnosed with the congestive heart failure. So it would definitely the data analyst comes in a role that after analyzing all the patient's record data of a particular 6 months data or 1 year data, and he could able to understand, okay, this particular drug is causing the particular side effect for this particular unit. that too in this particular age group of people. It is not affecting for the all the age group of people, but it is affecting for this particular period of age group. So this is where data analyst comes by using some of the softwares like Python and SQL. You would be wondering, so how this data analyst could able to analyze this data. So I'm gonna talk about that in coming slides. So he will pull up the data from the all the databases from the electronic health record and do the analysis part, and he could able to understand where the actual uh, actual alarm sound of alarm is going to take place in the hospital sector. So I will talk about case by case. So I have created a couple of few real world cases, so it would be easy for you guys to understand. So it won't be like a normal session talk which would be boring for you guys. So I'm going to talk about the case wise. So the first case is our adverse drug reaction monitoring. So first, our first real world example is ADR monitoring. As a pharmacy folks, you know an ADR is basically harmful and unintended reaction to a medication. So most of the even the doctors also don't think much about the ADR, but as a pharmacist, it is our responsibility to think more about the adverse drug reactions, because adverse drug reactions are really harmful to the patients. So, and it might be because of different kinds of overdosing of the drug, anything. Yeah. Every time an ADR is reported in the hospital, it goes into a database. Okay. Over a year, so that is the way pharmacovigilance department works on. So all the ADRs report, all the ADRs in the hospital, they will help in entering the data and put it in the database. Database is something like which is a large Excel sheet which contains all the information. So I could say it is like a bank storage, I could say. So most of our parents usually store bunch of cash in a fixed deposit or fixed deposit, right? So database is nothing but it is also a fixed deposit. So we usually take some amount from each. If you are having some celebrations in the house or we would take something or 1,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees from that fixed deposit, right? So it is like a bank. Database is also like a bank. So every time an ADR is reporting in a hospital, it goes into a database. So over a year, there might be hundreds of reports in a database. So a data research analyst helps make the sense of this. So they might collect a rate, for instance, how many ADRs occur per thousand patients or per thousand medication doses given. So this is called a metric called ADR by thousand metric. So in this, it gives you a standardized way of compare safety over time or between units. For example, if last year we had two ADRs per thousand patients and this year we have four per thousand, that's a red flag. That makes sense, right? So something's going in the wrong direction. Conversely, if the rate drops, we know we are improving. So this is how they look. They also look trends and patterns. For example, an analyst might create a chart of which drugs are most commonly getting involved in areas, like for example a bar chart or a Pareto chart or something in a visualization way. Like it could able to understand by looking at the chart. Even the layman can also could able to understand. So if you see the right side of the chart, you could able to understand in the Jan you can find lower reports of ADR. In the February we got higher. For this, just for this to analyze, we don't require any skills. Just it's a common sense. So it's just a graph, right? So the data analyst will help in providing the complex information also into a very simpler visualization forms in understanding to the layman. So yeah, so this also looks trend to end pattern. For example, an analyst might create a chart of which drugs are most often involved in areas. So this is how it works. So and also pharmacist in this. So pharmacy so you can able to understand this could be done by the data any analyst, right? Data analyst. It should not be a medical healthcare profession. So the thing helps in health informatics. For this to reporting the ADR analysis, the person or a analyst should has to could able to understand uh, drug drug classification, drug how the drug is really acting on the patients. So he has to be understanding both pharmacy and as well as the informatics. So this is where health informatics helps in the bridging the gap between the healthcare profession and the uh, technical profession, or I could say computer professional guy. So this is where the health informatician or health data analyst guy is really working. So for also I would like to explain one more. For example, we had 12 areas in this month. Five were allergic reactions to contrast to some other drug, and three were contrast to some other drug causing a low blood sugar. So in the ADR, as I mentioned, ADR per thousand patients. So we reported 12 ADRs, for example. So in that, five are allergic reactions and three are but on that particular any kind of warfarin induced or else amlodipine induced pedal edema or something else. So we are getting some kind of statistics part. So this helps in improving the patient outcome. So analyst is always helps indirectly, even though doctors are really is a face of the improvising the patient outcome. But in the back end, we as a data analyst or healthcare data analyst helping indirectly to give the better patient outcome in a future years for sure. Do you have any doubts in this slide? Is everything going clear for now? Okay. So yeah. Yeah, in the second case is medication error tracking. Medication errors, we hate them really. So because uh, I don't correctly remember few drugs are look alike and sound alike. I used to study in my foundry days. So even can someone give me example look alike, so that they sound alike, but the medications are totally different. So it would be great if you guys give me a chart, Teams chart or something else, a few of the drugs. So most of the, even while I'm doing my PharmD internship also, I noticed few medications got error just by name errors. That is very incredible actually for the patient. So we hate them. We try to prevent them, but they do happen. It's because are humans are like this. So we may do the mistakes for sure, but computers don't do sometimes. So these includes dispensing errors, prescribing errors, administration mistakes, and basically any error in the medication use process. So the role of data analyst here is to learn from those errors and prevent future ones. Okay, so you probably heard saying uh, uh, in the by the doctor usually say you doctor usually write something which we don't understand, and we give the pharmacist guy will provide you pharmacist who does the doctor diploma of pharmacy or something else in our medical setup. So he would be giving the medications, right? Sometimes if he don't understand any what the writing or the what the brand name he is talking about the doctor, so it might lead to chances of getting a medication error for sure. So those are all not documented in India, but in US setup or other country setup. So it is everything is documented because every patient what he is getting, even though multivitamin tablets are also getting updated in the electronic medical records. So this would help in improvising the patient outcome for sure, definitely, because what the root cause of this will help in the root cause of analysis of where the medication is going wrong. Why is it useful? Because it points out to where to focus our improvements. So if pediatrics department has the highest error rate, maybe the medication there closed by weight. So because in the pediatrics department we do 2 months of pediatrics department. Uh, I have done 2 months, one in NICU, neonatal intensive care unit, and pediatric intensive care unit. I always see doctors usually maintain the doses calculation book to calculate the dose. So some might make mistakes if they are not using calculators or if they are so hurry. Uh, so we might uh, we might invest in a better dosing software to double check. system for pediatrics for sure, definitely, because we also have so many electronic medical records really help in providing the calculations also, which is really which is really needful because we might make mistakes in the pediatrics department. So if the most errors are happening at even the data analyst can also predict at what time especially the errors are happening. For example, at the midnights, usually if the errors are happening at 2 a.m., maybe pharmacist staffing or alert fatigue at night is an issue. So these insights come only by looking at the aggregated data. A single error report is important for the patient. The patterns in hundreds of reports are important for all the future patients. Okay. Now, we talked so much about the medication history and all everything. So let's talk about the antimicrobial stewardship analytics also. So I don't know how many of you know about the antibiotic stewardship. So antibiotic stewardship uh, is really a great booming platform in doctor of pharmacy. So everybody thinks we only have few options left out, either CRC position or uh, duty doctor or pharmacist, clinical pharmacist. But we do have different options as well. One is antimicrobial stewardship and also clinical data analyst. I'm going to talk about in the coming slides what are the career pathways for our PharmD as well, because I'm also like you guys in the a few years back, what to choose, where to choose, and everything. So so these antimicrobial stewardship analytics efforts to use antibiotics wisely. So we cure infections without breeding superbugs. Okay, data analyst is a backbone of this program. In fact, as a future pharmacist, some of you might become stewardship pharmacist as well. And trust me, you will swimming in the data for sure. So in this, we are talking about the dot by thousand. So as we already talked about ADR by thousand, okay, how many ADR reportings per thousand patients. So in this dot by thousand. So these are all very new terms where we don't even study in our PharmD curriculum, but these are very common uh, in one sector. The key metrics is dot per thousand, which is nothing but a days of therapy per thousand patients. So how many days of antibiotics therapy using by a patients in thousand patients, I could say. Um, for example, it measures how many days of worth of antibiotics are given. Normalize it to thousand patient days, I can say. Think example like um, uh, if one hospital has 800 dot per thousand and another has 500 dot per thousand, the first thing is using antibiotics more intensively is really a bad thing. Okay, within single hospital, if your medical ward has 650 dot by thousand per last year and now it is 500, that's a positive trend, maybe due to stewardship intervention. So for every patient, we do not require antibiotics, right? So for example, what I'm trying to say is here, dot by thousand is really important because these are all not registered in our medical history. Only in the corporate hospitals we do have, but it is very easy to incorporate in every hospital because just monitoring, just entering the data, everything in a one single setup. So by doing that analysis, we could able to do how many antibiotics are using by the each patient or each hospital per thousand patients. So almost 650 patients or 800 patients are using antibiotics per thousand is really it's a very bad sign for Indian setup, because we do get the antibiotic resistance, and it is really. Have you seen any patient in the ICU by taking the what we call antibiotic sensitive test? Uh, I think there is a test called antibiotic sensitive test in the medical setup. So usually, if a patient is not reacting for the broad spectrum antibiotics like vancomycin or something else, they would go for this testing, sensitive testing. So to look which drugs he is sensitive and which are not. So by looking at the data, they would like to perform. So usually pneumonia patients usually get this test done, because at the age of 70 or 75 they don't respond to any kind of drugs, and it would be so much trouble for them to put on any medication. So yeah, so antibiotic stewardship analytics is also really helpful in ICU setup. So for example, ICU antibiotics use, so it will help in dropping in this healthcare setup in the US or something else. ICU antibiotic uses dropped 50% after our after a new pneumonia protocol started. So so it is really helpful. This is what I'm saying. So another metric is yeah, 1 second. Yeah. In that case is this EHR data and clinical data analytics. So, okay, I trust everyone is in the sync right now. So if you don't, please let me know. I will try to help you guys in understanding any kind of any case. So electronic health records. So you must be familiar with this word, electronic health record. So in India, we do have a few electronic health records platforms. Those are called Cerner, but most of the hospitals do not use this platform. uh, Tata Memorial Hospital and even few of the Manipal, few of the main institutions uses this as Cerner electronic health record, where all the information will be there in the participants. So yeah, every lab result, every prescription, every vital sign, it is all in there. Okay, so yeah, for example, identifying high risk patients. Okay, so how it really helps is EHR analytics. So nowadays, right now, so many of my friends are doing EHR analyst. Uh, so they earn almost like 80 to 90K in just by doing masters in health informatics and placed in EHR analyst positions. They will get trained by the some of the EMRs like Epic. Epic is the biggest software in US market. So wherever you go, wherever you go in the states, you could able to find patients record in any computer if you are having Epic software installed. So that's the power of electronic medical records. So you no need to carry all the prescription details by the past doctors or something else. So one EMR is enough for you to just one health record number would be there. If you enter that record number, all the information of yours would be coming in that. So it would be easy for you. So, okay, I will let you know how the EHR data analyst position is really helpful. So, for identifying high-risk patients, suppose we want to reduce hospital readmissions, an analyst can comb through EHR data to find patterns, perhaps patients with certain risk factors like multiple conditions, specific lab trends, medication record history, are more likely to bounce back into the hospital. They could develop a simple risk score to report that flags those patients on discharge. Then the care team can give you the extra attention, follow-up calls or education. It's like predicting which patients might fall through the cracks. Like for example, just by predicting, okay, this patient gonna, if a person is having a multi multi-organ disc failure just because of the nephrotic syndrome or by any other congestive heart failure. So we could able to call that particular patient. Okay, this fellow, this guy, this patient is going to fall under a risk condition. So by taking care, by telehealth or something else like that, it would be really helpful. So readmission rates would also be improved. So optimizing workflow, maybe pharmacy wants to know like how long does it take from a medication order being written to the first dose of reaching the patient. So the analyst can query the EHR timestamps to get an average and identify the medications. If you find it take 90 minutes on average, and that might lead to process changes or more staffing to certain hours. So these are all improvising the clinical operations and I would say and improving clinical operations as I mentioned here. And yeah, oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm not talking much about, just don't get worried or scared by looking at the few of the codes like SQL codes or Python. So SQL and Python are really super easy. Okay, even I was so, I'm not a data guy. Okay, first of all, while I'm before before starting my journey, okay, I will talk about my journey a little bit. So before, once I have completed my PharmD in January 2023. So I had a 6 months of gap in the between. I moved to US, so I did not do nothing. To be honest, I want to enjoy my life, so I did not do anything. So I thought of learning a skill Python. So I chose some online course in the Python. So I was like, oh my God, why this? Why I don't want to go into this data side because I'm happy with my clinical setup, interacting the patients, looking for the drug charts and everything. I'm so happy with this. So again, this I was like, I'm not the person of doing all the codes or something else. So Python, after learning Python, I felt Python is very simple. It's like a texting to someone. Okay. Hey, hi, how are you doing today? Just you need to put the print. Okay, print. Okay. Print hello world. Okay, it will get the printed. Oh, print hi, how are you doing? Okay, it will get printed. So by if you know the basics of the Python, that would be more than enough for you. Just okay, because everything will be look after the ChatGPT itself. ChatGPT is the best tool. Just you have to write the query what do you need, and it will give you the code, and you can paste it in the Python script, and you will get the answers for sure. If you don't get the answers, for example, it will show you the error. You are supposed to understand what the error is. That much knowledge enough for the Python, and also for any coding language, I feel so, because the basics. So for example, I will tell you a few of the SQL, see how the SQL really works. Okay, just for example, okay, don't get worry. Don't go. I also don't go much deep into the computer science background, so don't worry about it. So yeah, SQL is a language used to talk to database. So as I told you, database is nothing but a bank. So SQL is a language. So we communicate with the banker, right? Before we take the money in the from the bank. So or ATM machine. Okay, I could say ATM machine. So ATM is a machine where we collect where we enter the data, everything, all the card numbers, current data or savings account, something, all the pin and everything. Once everything is done, how much amount you want, you will type 1,000 or something else, you will get the 1,000 rupees money. So all the information you are giving, right? It is very basic English, and you will getting the cash from the ATM machine. So SQL is also like a tool which help you in getting the data from the database. Okay, you got my point, I guess. So talk in hospital, data is often stored in large databases. So imagine something like a super Excel, as showed you, as I told you. Okay, like a large big bank. SQL helps you like a help you in communicating with the banker. Okay, for example, hey database, give me all patients from the last year who were on warfarin and had a bleeding adverse drug reaction. Just you will just select which drug, warfarin obviously, from where, adverse events, group, and what you are ordering to the SQL. That's it. It will give you the results. This simple SQL. So I will recommend every PharmD graduate who are graduating right now, just learn basics of the SQL. It will really help you in getting a broader specter of jobs in the coming days, for sure, definitely. Because I could see some of the data analyst positions are opening up in the Indian market also. So you would definitely rock in that. So it's like a Google search for the healthcare data. In the SQL is, you write queries to retrieve exactly the information you need. Simple definitions. It's a way of retrieving manipulate the data from databases using the commands that almost read like English. As I said, select from patient where age group is more than 65. So you will get the data from all the older patients, more than 65 patients. So that's all. That's all. This is all about, I think, the sequel you understood, I did. Okay, don't confuse with the sequel, which are movie sequels. Okay, this is SQL. Okay, structured query language. Okay, and coming to the Python. Python, yeah, after like you guys, I also scared by listening the name Python. Oh my God, oh, why the name of the snake? So this name got introduced by the comedy group. It's like in United Kingdom, British. There is a comedy group Python. So just by easy to understand. So it's like a powerful in context. So Python is a very great language. Like it doesn't require any kind of background. No need of, if you look for the C, C++, Java, even I also don't know. They all need some of the um, basics of the computer science or something background. But Python, you don't require anything. Even though if you are not from backgrounds from computer science, it would be so easy. As I said before, no need to learn everything, because in this generation we do have LLMs, large language models like ChatGPT, Copilot, Bard, and everything, Gemini. So everything is there to help us. So just we need to understand how to use them, how to use the large language models to implement our coding skills. That's it. Even the big data analysts, big data scientists are also using ChatGPT with the help. They're also not doing coding nowadays. Just you need to understand what the code is. Just it is like a simple plain English. It's like a simple plain English only. Python is also. If you please, if you don't understand, just have a look. Okay, in any scripts, it's like a if, when, where. These are all okay, and also libraries, few libraries to help you in. Python is like a uh, pieces of it's like a pieces of pizza, I could say, because it is easy to handle, easy to eat. We have seasonings and everything. It's so easy. So good news is, so you don't need to be a hardcore software engineer to use this. Okay, many pharmacists learn just enough SQL and Python to do what they need. That's it. It's user-friendly tools. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Uh, okay. Yeah. Great. So key metrics in the data analytics are, as I mentioned already, ADR per thousand, dot per thousand, and MME. I did not mention about the MME. So I want to clear one more time. ADR per thousand, ADR is adverse drug reactions per thousand patients, or patient days, I can say. So this is normally how many ADRs we are encountering in a hospital or in a particular department in thousand per patients. Okay, or thousand patient days. If one patient is coming for 1,000 days, how many times he is getting? Anyway, we can change the metrics however you want, so that you will get the statistics of that particular patient or particular department or particular hospital, whatever, whichever you want to look, you can get. Dot days of therapy per thousand. This is, we have studied in the antibiotic stewardship, where how many antibiotics are given per patient in 1,000 days or something like that. Yeah, okay. And what is this MME? It's like a morphine milligram equivalent. So now it's like pain management. Okay. Uh, for example, it should not be a morphine only. Why? Because morphine, I don't know how many of you, like morphine is only can be found in the government hospitals, not in the normal hospitals, because they are having some protocols to maintain the morphine. Usually will be given, but for the burning patients. Okay, burning patients the morphine, because nobody is giving morphine right now nowadays. They are using codeine or oxycodone for subsidy the morphine, because it is way more addictive and dizziness. So yeah, usually given for the ultra super pain management. So it is a metric that standardizes the various opioids to common scale, which morphine, okay, different opioids have different potencies. So 10 grams of morphine is not the same of 10 grams of hydromorphine, as I before. Like MME all allows us to say how much morphine equivalent did a patient get. It used to cause opioid exposure. For example, guidance might say try not to exceed 90 mmA per day for chronic pain patients to reduce overdose risk. Okay, if your patient is on oxycodone 30 mg a day, that's about 45 mmA. Since oxy is roughly 1.5 times the potency of morphine. If they are also on fentanyl patch, you would convert that MME and add it up in data terms. An analyst might calculate the total MME prescribed per month, hospital wide, and average MME per opioid prescription. to monitor opioid stewardship effects. So what I'm trying to say is we do have different options to enlarge our um, data skills. Not only in data skills in the pharmacy setup, I'm saying, because everybody thinks, even I also thought what to do after PharmD. So just by learning few technical skills, because world is moving towards the data, technical. Even doctors are also learning machine learning, artificial intelligence, everything. Even the surgeons, big surgeons, are also looking into the data side. Then why not we just have a look on it? So these metrics are like vital signs for pharmacy practice. For example, yeah, the data analyst tracks them. Just a clinician tracks a patient vitals. So the Python and SQL are like a stethoscope and stethoscope for the data analyst, I could say. So now I'm talking about the career outlook and how it is getting started in our community as a clinical data pharmacist. The interaction of pharmacy and data is growing very wide as the healthcare gets more complex and data driven. There is need a potential professional who understand both medication and also analyze the data. What I'm trying to say, analyze the data in the sense it is not like a big task for you to analyze all the big data sets or something else. It's hardly in each hospital, hardly 1,000 patients would be there. That's it. You have to analyze those 1,000 patients. That's it. Okay, you will definitely easily analyze 1,000 patients in matter of if you are very not very good, if you are having basic knowledge of Python or SQL also, you would be able to analyze it very fast and very easily. So this career growth is really good. From the 2018 to 2028, what we are thinking is 14% growth rate. We are expecting, and are also the opportunities are very diverse setting, including hospitals, biopharma, biotech, public health, and also in academia. And the median salary in US setup I'm talking about is 72K median salary. The maximum would be always like 100K. Yeah, definitely for sure. Nowadays, the salaries are become so gradually reduced just because of the administration, new administration, and everything. I don't want to mention the names, but the new administration is cutting down the and also not showing up the much interest on the foreign graduate students like us. So and yeah, antibiotic and also if you are not happy with the this data, like antimicrobial stewardship pharmacist is also a very good option for you guys. We talked about it in the previous slides. And also clinical research and pharma industry, also pharma companies and research institutions hire clinical data analysts, clinical trial coordinators, and pharmacovigilance specialists, etc. And a PharmD with the data skills can work on analyzing clinical trials results, managing drug safety database, like analyzing post-marketing ideas, and even what do you say, and even health economic and outcome research. So yeah, where we have started, I was like build on PharmD with courses, and I would really recommend in our PharmD curriculum data analysis or stat. Of course, we do have statistics, Innova, T-test, student T-test, chi-square, and everything. But even it is a very dry subject. Even the professor is also not that great or something biostatisticians. But statistics is really important for in all the sectors, I could say. It will give you the analyze the statistics and also predict the what the outcome would be in future. Okay, gain the potential experience. Okay, don't be lazy for sure, mainly for the final year internship students. Okay, seek internships, do fellowships, go for rounds, volunteer the work. Okay, try to inculcate at least 1 hour for the Python or SQL data skills. Yeah, and develop data skills, learn SQL. So yeah, try to do a master's in health informatics if you are interested in the little data, or yeah, uh, you do have regulatory affairs as well, and also masters in pharmacology and toxicology, and masters in clinical research. Public health is also there, but yeah, I think a few sessions were also there by the public health speaker. I guess I think she might be covered all the future goals for the public health. So yeah, so this is mostly all about it, and yeah, this is a big picture for me. So how it really helps, it helps in early detection and improve decision. Definitely improves the decision. If you are telling a doctor, so doctor, this patient, this age group people are really affecting just because of this drug. You have to think about it. You have to lower the dose. It is the dose is getting overrated, or these many patients are getting antibiotics per thousand patients. This is we have to reduce the antibiotic doses, antibiotic consumption in our hospital or in the department. So this is all always a continuous improvement for the patient and also empowering the professionals. So yeah, this is all about yeah. Thank you and thanks for the attention. Please let me know if you have any questions. We'll discuss about it.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically with SQL, we are gonna feed all the data into it, and using Python, we are gonna extract it. So that sounds the same.
So yeah, good question. Again, yeah. So yeah, we gonna extract data from the Python also, but the thing is you have to give the data set for the Python. So what you have you when you are pulling the data from the database, SQL is the biggest resource. Like what I said is like a bank. If you are pulling up the money from the bank, so ATM is the best source.
We are
Even
gonna feed
Python
all
can
the
also.
information in SQL. Then we are gonna extract using Python.
Yeah, we gonna extract the data from the SQL and analyze the data with the help of Python software.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is even with the Python also we can extract the data. Okay, there is nothing like we have interlink libraries and everything. But the thing is, you have to feed so much information to the Python to extract it. But SQL is a like a communicator between you and the database. So it would be easy for you to extract the data from the SQL, from the electronic medical record, and analyze it with the help of Python. Yeah, which is a good question again. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did it sound it very tough for you guys to understand this session, or is it okay for you guys to understand? Because it is a new topic, I understand. Data research analyst is really boring for you guys in this era. And also like, how many are you from the first year or second year in the below 3 years of the farm day? Like, just want to know, make sure how you guys are feeling. Is everyone from above fourth year, guys? Fourth year fellows?
Yeah, fourth year.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, yeah, great. So yeah, thank you for this having me here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I think this is my first ever seminar to give it. So I would definitely remember this opportunity. And yeah, thank you for reaching out to me for presenting here. So I hope I have cleared few of the main important topics. Uh, what what they have given me the topic. So yeah,
Thank you so much, sir. We are really grateful to have you. Thank you so much for your valuable time and giving us very clear explanation about everything. Really appreciate it. So thank you so much and all the very best for your upcoming things too.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And with that being said, we've come to an end of today's session. Really appreciating for all who have been sticking this long. And now it's a time to launch 100 competitions. So, with no further ado, the 100 plus 100 competitions are being released now. So you'll be linked to it in the LinkedIn, and tomorrow you'll be getting everything in the WhatsApp group too. So all the competitions will be there. By clicking the link near to it, you will be able to look on to the competition's name, the rules, how to present yourself, and everything. Everything will be super perfect, super interesting, and really a great shout out to Ramya, Abhilek, Sri Vaishnavi, Meha, Kavya, Jayant, Darun, Jana, for everyone for giving your answers in the comment section. Really appreciate it, and I'm hopefully sure that you will be super surprised to see yours too there. So, that being said, let's wind up today's session, everybody. Uh, Tomorrow, we'll be having the day 11th of by three speakers. Dr. Motishwaran will be speaking on the career map year-wise planning for PharmD students. Dr. V. Ananda Deepak will be speaking on do's and don'ts while entering clinical research. Dr. K. Karthik will be speaking on how to overcome stress during PharmD exams, a professor's perspective, a very inevitable one. So please to stick on for tomorrow's event. Everything will be super exciting as today. So this is me, Jennifer, and the entire RX Doctors signing off. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good sleep. This is the 6th International Conference of RX Doctor, SYCCON's S6 Exterior Career Conference, the ultimate career destination for family aspirants, organized by RX Doctors and STA Premier Research Institute. Good night.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jennifer. Happy night.
One more thing, guys, feedback form will be shared. Do fill the feedback and give your valuable comments.